Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. This is How to Drum and Bass, where it is my mission to deconstruct what top drum and bass artists are doing right now in their productions and to teach it to you so that you can also do awesome stuff. And today we're going to look at something that is, first of all, fucking epic. But second of all, that's really prevalent in Jumpup drum and bass right now and all the kind of stuff that's sort of reaching North America and that's really getting the people going, which is lasery or screechy kind of Belgian jump up-ishy sounds. And you hear them a lot in tracks by Hedex. Actually, Friction has been playing quite a few, I think, unreleased tracks on some of his like EDC sets. But just generally speaking, these kind of screechy, lasery sort of sounds are catching the world by storm. So we're going to look today at how to make one, specifically one that is sort of like the laser from My Home is the Rave by Hedex. And we'll talk about some things to sort of shape it to your liking or give it a different timbre. And yeah, hopefully you'll be able to use it to make some badass music. Oh, and one more final thing. Speaking of My Home is the Rave, or Semi-Automatic by Hedex, as the song is called, I'm going to be doing a full reproduction of the drop section. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be releasing it on this channel very soon, and it's going to be awesome. Of course, like always, you can download the preset by going to the link below in the description. I'll send it to you for free. So without further ado, let's dive in. All right, so we are in Serum right now. We're going to look at this part here. So I've already input the MIDI that is the same as in My Home is the Rave. Let's use that today because I think it's a nice example of when the note sustains, but also when it's like sort of shorter, right? So currently our laser sounds like this. I don't even know if this is a laser. It's more probably like a cricket or some shit. All right, so let's dive into Serum. And so let's talk a little bit about what we want to do, right? We want to make a very high-pitched note that has almost no sort of mid-frequencies or definitely no lower frequencies of its own. Just something screechy, squelchy, very sort of distorted. And what we want to do then, you do hear like a big fat bass behind it, but it's a very clean bass, right? This is what usually happens. If you have something that's all the way up here, it will borrow a very clean sub bass, like just a pure sine wave. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, if you look in Serum, you can already see that I've added a sub here. In this case, I've chosen to go for triangle wave because to me, that gave a little bit more extra body. You can kind of hear it. It sort of does like sort of a machiney sound under it too. You hear that? So that's nice because it fills up the frequency spectrum. And we're going to put it on direct out because we want that to be as clean as possible because the top is going to be very distorted, right? The actual screech. We want this to be, just to be clean. All right. And so then we only need one oscillator. What we want to do is we want to pick something super gnarly, right? So this is the Crush Wub wavetable at a wavetable position all the way up. That's because here it is the most squiggly. I think that's the right word to use. You can also mess around with the monster wavetables, works pretty well, or any sort of digital or maybe even spectral wavetable that looks similar to this, and it'll give you another interesting result. And we'll scroll through some wavetables to hear sort of the difference when we're done. So yeah, we pick one of those, and you can see here that I've put it on the A.M.C. You don't really need to do that, but it's just another thing that's going to change the timbre. We'll do that in a minute. And so most of the sound comes, as you can see in the filter here, from taking out a lot of highs and creating a resonance point here. So a lot of really screechy sounds in, for example, Belgian jump up or in UK sort of style jump up now, they will have a lot of resonance on the filter because that sort of accentuates a really high pitched squeaky sort of tone. So without this filter on, this sounds like this. The effects here are still on, but it's just for the idea. So that's a lot more machiney, and maybe you recognize this sort of sound also from using some of the monster wavetables or whatever. It's always kind of drony machiney. So we add this high 18 filter and we pick this big resonance point here. So we up the resonance all the way, and then yeah, it makes it sound like this. And so you can see what happens if we take the resonance out, for example. So you can really see that the resonance is causing the sound that we want to have here. And we can move the cutoff as well. But I think right there is nice. You want to add some drive because we want to get more harmonics in there and get more volume. And so in the effects, all we're really doing is we're grabbing a tube distortion and we're putting it at, just your normal sort of 80%. And we're using a multi-band compressor here with just standard settings. But then in post-production, I want to do two things. So I wanted to use this utility because without it, we don't have that much volume. because we filtered out a lot of stuff. So I just added some volume with a utility here. And then we want to bring out more of the highs, I think. Because now it's still quite machiney, a little bit on the bottom, sort of that droney sound, that So we want to take more of the highs. So I got a multi-band dynamics here. And essentially what I did is I drag this one out. And then if you click it and you go up or down, you can sort of change these bands here, right? So that's what I did. And I added 8 decibels of output. All that we're doing here is just taking more of those highs into the sound, basically. Hey, so sorry to interrupt, but if you like the sound that we're making in this tutorial and you want similar sounds, then maybe you want to consider checking out our Belgian Jumpup preset pack, which contains over 50 super high quality presets for Serum, which truly has the nastiest sounds of any Belgian Jumpup preset pack out there. It's got laser stabs, alien stabs, it's got laser beams. I could go on a whole rant about it, but you can see it for yourself if you just go to howtodrumandbass.com and you can listen to what the pack sounds like. All right, let's get on with the video. So yeah, that is the basic sound. So this one's, again, sounds like this. But let's put this on a loop and let's mess around with some of these parameters, right? Because you might want to create a different timbre. So one thing that we can play around with is this A.M.C knob, or for that matter, actually any of these warp options here will give you very interesting results. So or we can go and we can take sync. Okay, that's a bit aggressive. We can go and take PWM, which is sort of going to squish the wavetable. That's also gnarly. Whew. Okay, we can also go around and we can take the mirror is always very interesting. So yeah, you can get an unlimited number of timbres that way. Let's not play with this. And then we can also just go through some of these wavetables here that they're going to make it super interesting, right? So like, for example, this monster one is also very squiggly. See, boom, ooh, that's fat. You know, that's sort of like 1788L style, if you know who that is. We can play with the wavetable position. And yeah, so like all these squiggly ones, for example, this one would probably be really good. That's nice. So yeah, all these monster wavetables work. We can go to digital. We could get like the disc bass dropper or something like that and see how that goes. Maybe not. But that's the beauty, right? You can just go and test out everything. You know, we can go to something really messed up like the electric guitar. Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, most of the timbre of the sound is just from these wavetables, the position of that wavetable, and then just using some of these warp options to create super interesting textures. And yeah, if you know all of that, then the world is your oyster. You can play with the notes, you can play with the timbre, you can play with the sustain or how long you want it to do. You can make it into a stab. You can do lots of things. You can add delay and make it into a more sort of Belgian Jumpup laser stabby sound. Yeah, so that was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did learn something today, let me know in the comments what you thought was the most interesting thing. Also, let me know what else you want to see, because I'm looking for video ideas. So, and you need to help me out because I want to make what you want to see. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button.